There's holes though.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of his physique, to be honest.
What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with 1 week out physique update of the conqueror William Bonac. So 42 years old and not showing any signs of slowing down in terms of that peaking process, in terms of that conditioning. So William Bonac was 5th at the Arnold this year, and all the young guys were coming into this show hoping to take out a guy like William Bonac and also Brandon Carey. They were massively disappointed. And honestly, the way William Bonac has been looking throughout this prep for this upcoming Detroit Pro, it is gonna be very hard to beat him by all these guys, including James Hollingshead. Although their coach Stefan thinks that James is gonna be the one who is gonna come out on top. But the reason I'm saying William Bonac is the favorite is because he just never misses his mark, especially in terms of condition. Now William Bonac, on the other hand, he's very realistic about the expectations that he has for himself going into all these big shows like the Arnold and the Olympia. So the current physique that he has, that doesn't even come close to how he looked when he was in his prime, when he was competing against the legend Phil Heath. Now that being said, ever since William Bonac got together with Stefan as his coach, they were somehow able to bring back the size on his quads to some extent, and that has made the overall flow of his physique look way better than, let's say, 222, which by the way was his lowest Olympia placing. So the Olympia that year was the time when we saw William's physique drastically degrading, and as big of a coach Chad Nichols was in the late 90s, he did not have much success with William Bonac. So William Bonac is one of the most experienced guy in the Pro League right now. So he made his Olympia debut way back in 2014, and 12 years later, the man is ready to earn another Olympia qualification, which is kind of insane if you guys think about this. Now that being said, if all these young guys, they want to beat a guy like William Bonac, they better bring something extraordinary. Because William Bonac, once again, he is looking as good as he possibly can at this stage and this far out of the show. Guys, Hostile just launched some new signature and Dark Knight hoodies and new range of colors in their iconic Shield tee, so do check them out and use the code Fazi10 to get 10% extra discount. Next up, we have an update from Blessing Awodibu. So he has such an awesome weight right now that he hardly fits in that frame, the overall size that Blessing has put on during those last 18 months. That is the reason we want to see him back on the stage once again. And I for one cannot wait to see his final package this time around. So from all the updates that Blessing has been posting throughout this prep, throughout this dieting phase, his quads from the front, they will definitely be improved. But we do not know how much the hamstrings will be improved. How will they look like? Or will they be improved at all? Especially once he diets down and gets into that contest ready shape. Now the good thing is that, for whatever reason, he isn't naming any show that he is planning to do in 2025. Maybe he pulled out of this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro because he felt like there just wasn't enough time for him to get truly shredded, because Blessing started at 325 pounds, which by the way was his heaviest ever off-season weight, and that too by a significant margin. So he's coming down very slowly in order to hold on to all that size, all that muscle, as much as he possibly can, because that is the ultimate goal. That was the whole reason of taking this long of an off-season. So he was able to win 2 pro shows back in 2022. But let's be real, he isn't winning any shows with that same physique anymore. And the time off, that was absolutely necessary for him, considering the fact that how out of place Blessing looked in his last show against Nathan Deisha and Regan Grimes. But this will be a much improved physique and way more complete package, and hopefully he can hold on to all that mass on his legs whenever he decides to compete next. Next up, we have an update from Tonio Burton. And that's not the only update. The real warning lies in the caption of this recent post. So Tonio, without any shadow of a doubt, was the lightest guy at the Olympia stage back in 2023. And where did he place? Top 8 in the world. And that is what we call slaying some mass monsters. And this right here, his latest update, he's weighing in the high 240s. So even if Tonio steps on the stage, somewhere close to 230 pounds, that in my opinion is gonna be one insane look. considering the fact that the man has those incredible round muscle bellies, unique bone structure that allows him to create such a great illusion on the stage of appearing so much bigger. Not to mention, he has one of the most complete upper backs in the business right now. Now those hamstrings needed to come up, but it isn't like they were very far off. And that was the reason Tonio Burton skipped the Olympia last year, despite the fact that he was qualified by winning California Pro. So this is a guy who is gonna shake up those placings from 7th to 10th at the Olympia in October. And that is where I believe Tonio is gonna land. And that also means he's gonna have to beat some very big names. Now Tonio Burton's shape, that is just so damn crazy that if we go back and look at the Neo Pro and the comparisons at that show, he had better shape than both Nick Walker and Martin in certain shots, like the front lat spread. And that is saying something. And he's gonna be a lot bigger this time around. So Tonio is doing this upcoming Legion Sports. And clearly, he's gonna be the favorite to win that show. But do let me know, how high do you guys think Tonio can place at the Olympia this year? Guys, Gorilla Wear is offering a massive discount of up to 70% right now. Use the code Fazi10 to get 10% extra discount. So the drama in the men's physique is back, with Brandon Henriksen firing some very direct shots onto the reigning Arnold champion Ali Bilal. And as I said in many of my videos, the Pittsburgh Pro this year, that is gonna be absolute carnage in every division for that matter. The men's physique lineup is gonna be even deeper at this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro than what we saw at this past Arnold.
Now I got a new villain. He's not even a villain no more. Ali. And I like Ali. He says he's gonna get 5. Yeah, exactly. Talking crazy, bro. He talking like you get points for having abs. It's not like that.
Yeah.
You don't want to say too much. I get it.
No, I mean,
Because it's not only Ali Bilal versus Brandon. Put Aaron Banks, the former Miss Olympia, in the mix. And we have to keep in mind that Brandon Henriksen is coming back after a gap of more than 1 year. Now Brandon is looking extremely impressive for 7 weeks out. And the man sat on the sidelines last year. And he skipped the Olympia for the very first time in almost a decade. And he seems to be very motivated, more than ever, to have a go at his potential 4th men's physique Olympia title. So the comment that Brandon made, that kind of did not make any sense. Because the midsection, the abs, they are the focal point in the men's physique division. And Ali has the best serratus in that entire division that we have ever seen in the history of it. Yes, a chisel midsection that will play a vital role in the judging. Plus the size that Ali displayed at this year's Arnold. I think he put himself in the driving seat to win this year's men's physique title. So there will most likely be more trash talk as those guys get closer and closer to this show. And looking back at the history of this division, there has always been some fierce rivalries. Of Brandon Henriksen, who is a 3 times Olympia champion, and that too with multiple people. So between Ali Bilal and Brandon, who do you guys see winning this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro?
You don't want to say too much. I get it.
no, I mean,
He holding back.
Ali's great, but
I'm
I
not
don't
even
think
talking
he's-
about his great
I don't-
physique.
there's holes though.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of his physique, to be honest.
So I haven't featured this guy, Bulat Sologub, in my videos for quite some time now. It kind of seems like this guy went into hibernation after creating history at the end of last year. The man won his pro card and he got onto the pro stage 6 hours later and he won that show, and that too very convincingly, punching his Olympia ticket for this year. Now he was so ready by the time he turned pro that he even annihilated the whole pro competition lineup as well. So this guy is a real freak in its true form. He has that short, blocky kind of build, but the thickness and the maturity is just on a whole different level. And there is absolutely no doubt that Bulat has the best bicep peaks in the entire 212 class. In fact, you can make a case for him having one of the best biceps in that entire IFBB Pro League right now. He has that awesome skin texture, and that is why he can display that insane level of detail. And we saw he can bring such an awesome condition to the stage. And Patrick Tour, he did such an awesome job, not just for winning his pro card, but also for his pro debut and getting his Olympia qualification. So his bag need to come up big time. And considering that he still has half a year ahead of him before he has to step on the stage again, he can make the maximum improvements. So we are gonna see a much better package at his Olympia debut later this year. So I really wanna see how he compares to the likes of Angel Calderon and Ahmad Ashkenani, as those guys are of the similar height and kind of that same build. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.